Hello, Halloween Anthony here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Spirit Halloween's Peekaboo Clown. Let's jump right into it. And jumping right into the review, retailing for over $220 in the US, standing over 6 feet tall, and being made by Seasonal Visions, let's take a closer look of what this guy has to offer.
Peekaboo! Peeka! I just love that game! Particularly with crying little babies! I'm ready to play again!
And starting off, taking a look at all of the detail that this guy has to offer, I have to say from the beginning, Seasonal Visions has done a fantastic job replicating such a very realistic looking clown. You guys can see that if we're just really closing up on the clown's face here, we've got some very realistic looking scars in combination with all of these wrinkles just going across the entire face, and those two aspects alone already just tied together the face to a whole new level. I've got the blue hair back here, no hair being on top, and this little just clown hat going right here. And you guys as well may notice a little bit of these probably like blood splatters just going across the hat, and this kind of pattern here of the polka dot is really continued throughout the entire costume. But getting back to the face, you've got the just normal clown nose right here. But what honestly adds a fourth dimension to this entire animatronic here is the eyes. The eyes being LCD eyes that have a swirling pattern within them just make it look so much better and so much more unique of a clown as a whole. And the end result, just when you step back and look, just looks phenomenal. Now just making our way down the costume here, starting off with the collar. You guys can see that it's absolutely just splattered in blood all over here, especially in all of this area off to the side. Quite a lot of blood all over it. But then making our way over to the arms of Peekaboo Clown with them just being bent inwards. We've got the cartoonish style gloves, which I really like what Spirit has going on here. A little bit more of a weathered pattern as well, making it look a lot more just realistic and not only just having one flat white color being placed right here, which looks nice in the end. And one thing that I greatly appreciate that Seasonal Visions has done with this animatronic here is that, you know, on your typical Seasonal Vision animatronics, you have just the fabric going over the entire armature. Well, this time around, Seasonal Visions actually made it a little bit different. They not only have the fabric layer going on top of the entire animatronic here, but they also have an internal layer behind the fabric, which is like a foam inside layer here, what makes the entire costume a lot more puffed up. This one having a little bit more of that puffed up look to him overall, making you question yourself whether or not this is an actual guy who has his hands covering his face. And continuing down the costume here, you guys can see we've got 3 buttons running along here, with the IR sensor being placed right here, which is velcroed to the inside of the costume. And right along the sides, you guys can see we've got all of the polka dot patterns going all the way around, with tiny little blood splatters being placed all over. And then making our way down to the shoes of Peekaboo Clown, you guys can see we've got the Seasonal Visions ordinary oversized shoes, which make perfect sense because this is a clown's foot after all. We've got a little bit more of that weathered detail going around the entire shoe, which just adds a little bit more character to the entire animatronic. But then looking into the inside of Peekaboo Clown here, starting off with the frame, I gotta say once again, just as I've said in my unboxing video, with having the entire frame being constructed entirely out of metal, really happy that Seasonal Visions always opts out with the metal once again, because when you would have the costume on just like this, and you would have it just opened up like this, the back part of the entire just upper shoulder frame, if this were to be plastic, would warp quite easily. So once again, very happy that Seasonal Visions always opts out with metal. And when it comes to the entire construction of the mechanism within the inside, this definitely is one of the better ones, utilizing a significant number of metal elements within the inside with a minimal number of plastic pieces, and those plastic pieces and where they are is quite understandable towards why they had to use plastic in those cases, but aside from that, the animatronic and its overall build is very solid. And looking over into the entire module box of Peekaboo Clown here, you guys can see we've got the speaker jack just right over here, followed by the Try-Me jack being right next to it, the volume control, and right below that we've got the off constant mode and then sensor mode right beside it. And right over here we've got the 5.9 volts 3 amp adapter, which just operates the entire animatronic. And in terms of the setup, half of the time I didn't even have to use the instructions when it comes to assembling him, simply because of how easy he is to put together. But with all things being in mind, let's move out into the final verdict. All in all, I'd have to rate this guy an A+. His overall appearance with all of his detail and the very unique LCD screened eyes, in combination with the whole animation being very original, it's a fresh new concept of a brand new animatronic. And not even to mention his overall durability and how easy he is to put together. But those were my thoughts on Peekaboo Clown. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. And with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And with all of that being considered, keep on haunting, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.